You might think it's warm enough to talk about roses. I guess it is. We're talking about roses out at the Chicago Botanic Garden today.
Mike Kaplan's live out there in Glencoe with roses that you can put in the ground in early spring. Hi, Mike.
Hi, Mike.
Absolutely. We'll talk about those flowers in a minute. But first, I got a question for you guys. I'm going to have Heather Sherwood hold this up. Alan, Linda, what do you think that is? Plays into Valentine's Day. Take a guess.
I think I know what it is. I'm not sure. Is it a cocoa pod?
Very, very good. Heather, I think Alan has it right. Tell everybody what that is.
This is the beginnings of chocolate. It's cocoa.
It's a cocoa pod.
All right, way to go, Alan.
So
We're going to
smart,
bring you
isn't
this. Yeah, you can give that to your wife.
I grew up in Hershey, by the way.
All right, maybe a different version. So how do we go, Heather, from that into the chocolate we're all familiar with? What happens?
Well, you take these and you roast them down, and you get roasted cocoa beans, which look like this, and they don't really smell too good, and they don't really taste like chocolate yet until you go a little bit farther into the cocoa nibs. And then after that, that's when you get the beautiful chocolate melted down into the bars that we know and love for Valentine's Day.
So from that ooey gooey yuck,
yes,
you've got that delicious treat there. All right, yes. So that's chocolate. Let's talk flowers now. Everybody's going to go rose shopping. They're very expensive this time of year, but you got some ways of prolonging the roses and also kind of augmenting the display. What do we do? Yeah,
this is a beautiful display right here that I put together, and it was 12 roses, and then I added some beautiful carnations, which were really long-lasting flowers, and some chrysanthemums just to give it a little bit more color and a little bit more powerful. And it's also much more economically pleasing.
Yeah, I mean, you get those carnations in there, it doesn't, you fill up the vase more readily, and it doesn't cost as much. Now, what you pick out the roses, what do you do next?
You want to make sure that there's no bad spots on them when you're going to harvest them. Make sure if you give them a little bit of shake on them, they don't shake too much. Make sure there's no broken stems or anything like that. And then when you cut them, you want to make sure that you're cutting them at an angle. So you want to make sure that you have a nice open capillary. Usually you want to do this underwater, and you always want to add a little bit of the preservative life that usually do come with cut flowers, and that helps make them last a long time. But making sure the flower is fresh with no brown spots or dead spots in them is really important. That shake test first and foremost. And then simple carnations and these are chrysanthemums, make a fantastic arrangement that you can make at your home really easily and very inexpensively.
All right. Not all beautiful floral arrangements use roses. Tell us about some of these. Are my favorite, the Birds of Paradise.
Oh, Bird of Paradise, it's their season of flower right now, and they're fantastic. They're way less expensive than roses right now, too. About $15 for 5 stems. They last about 2.5 to 3 weeks, so a much longer shelf life than the roses do.
Okay, real quick, couple more of these.
Yeah, lilies. Who can't go wrong with lilies? These are one of my favorite flowers.
I wish you could smell these. Oh, they're so good.
My daughter's named after them too. On lilies, you want to make sure you take out the male pollen here, otherwise it leaves you a yucky orange mess, and they smell wonderful. When you buy them, make sure that there's nothing brown or funky with the flowers, if you will, okay, because that means they were bruised or damaged a little bit, and they smell divine just by themselves.
Yeah, they do. All right, well, let's talk a little bit about the weather out there, because we've got some changes on the way. We've led this charmed existence so far this winter, but AccuWeather is tracking a cold front. We've been advertising this one for about a week now. It's going to plow through here tomorrow, and as that cold air meets the warmer waters in the lake, it's going to turn on the lake effect snow machine. So there's that lake effect snow watch. Cook, Will, Lake, and Porter counties also in northwest Indiana from tomorrow afternoon right on through Saturday. Cold over the weekend once the snow moves out. We do see a moderating trend next week with temperatures moving back into the 40s. Coming up, we'll talk about some live alternatives to the cut flowers for you here at the Chicago Botanic Garden with Heather. Alan and Linda, back to you. We're keeping it green with some Valentine's ideas along with Heather Sherwood. We talked about the cut flowers earlier. How about some live alternatives?
Well, of course, first and foremost is always the rose. They're beautifully produced this time of year, and you can plant them outside in your garden. They're actually hardy in our area, the miniature roses.
Great idea.
Also have cyclamen, a wonderful cool season annual here, and you just want to make sure that you got buds down in the middle here that are going to come up, and this will flower for 4 to 5 weeks, definitely.
How about the orchid? I love those.
I was about to say, last but not least, you can't go wrong with an orchid at all. You always just want to make sure you got a bloom coming on. The more buds that you have that haven't opened yet, the longer the plant will last in your house. And of course, we can't forget the fabulous carnations again. As we have this
is fantastic. What have you done to make this?
We started with a little oasis that we then made into a heart shape, and then carnations are a girl's best friend. They're so versatile for anything. We just soak the oasis, and then you just plop them in.
And this is so easy, even I can do it. See, I'm going to finish this here, and maybe one down here. And bam, look at that.
Nice and even and everything. And it's a fabulous gift that's really inexpensive to give.
And all you did was carve out that styrofoam stuff into a heart shape and plug it up with flowers.
Plug it up with flowers and some water, and it's really inexpensive.
And maybe you could decorate it with a few of these little, you know, chocolatey treats. Yes, and make a real nice bouquet out of it. All right, Heather, that's some awesome ideas here that you gave us. And you have a happy Valentine's Day. And I hope you've picked up a few ideas here, too, for your loved one. Ellen and Linda, a little taste of winter right before Valentine's Day. Back to you.
Okay, thanks very much.